He would go out at sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Haribo, Haribo. He would wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name. Haribo, Haribo. Mukunda Madhava, Govinda Hari, Haribo, Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting Hare Haribo, Haribo. Every day the sun will rise, and every day the sun will set. Haribo, Haribo. It's the value of your life. If devotion you don't get, Haribo, Haribo. Take the name into your heart. Take it with you when you part. Haribo, Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Welcome, everybody.
OGEbeats.com.
I forgot TikTok. Gotta have TikTok. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna. All right, turn your microphones on. Let's do some japa. Hare Krishna. I'll be back in a minute or two. You can turn your mic on.
Shiva.
Hare
Hare Gora. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Krishna. Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Krishna. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama.
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Rama Rama. Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama. Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Rama.
Krishna.
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama.
Hare Rama, Rama.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Rama
Hare Rama, Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama.
Rama
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna
Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare
Rama Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama.
Rama,
Rama
Rama.
Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna one. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Rama Rama,
Krishna, Radha, Radha,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Radha, Radha,
Hare
Radha,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Radha,
Rama
Radha, Radha,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Radha,
Krishna
Radha,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Radha,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Radha, Radha,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Radha,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
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 Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, 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 Shri
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Hare Krishna,
Shri
Hare
Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda,
Nityananda, Nityananda,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri Balaram
Shri
Nityananda, Shri
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Hare Krishna,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri
Hare Ram,
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri 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 Krishna
Morani
Chaitanya,
Mai Prabhu Pandita,
Nityananda, Nityananda,
Morani Mai Prabhu,
Nityananda, Nityananda,
Morani
Nityananda,
Mai Prabhu,
Nityananda, Nityananda,
Morani
Nityananda,
Mai Prabhu Pandita,
Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Hare
Shri
Krishna,
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Shri
Krishna, Krishna,
Shri
Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Whoa, heavy.
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Whoa,
Krishna, 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 Krishna.
Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna.
Wow.
Oh,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Oh, my Lord Krishna, 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 Hari, 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 Krishna, 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 Hari, 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 Krishna, Hari, Krishna, 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 Hari, Hari, Krishna, Krishna, Hari, Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hari, Hari,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Krishna, 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 Hari, 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 Shri Krishna, Go Ranga, Go Ranga, Go Ranga, Gora
Chandra,
Gora Chandra, Goranga, 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 Nimai,
Hare Krishna,
Goranga, Gora Sundar,
Nimai,
Hare Ram, Ram, Ram,
Nimai, Nimai.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Nimai,
Ram, 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 Hare
Nimai, Vishwambara, 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 Vishwambara.
Hare Krishna,
Vishwambara,
Hare Ram,
Vishwambara,
Ram, Ram, Hare
Vishwambara, Vishwambara,
Hare Krishna,
Vishwambara,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Vishwambara, Vishwambara,
Hare Ram, Ram,
Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga,
Hare
Gauranga,
Hare
Gaura Chandra,
Hare Ram,
Gauranga,
Ram, Ram,
Gaura,
Ram,
Gaura, 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 Gaura,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Gaura, Gauranga, Gauranga,
Hare Ram,
Gauranga,
Ram, Ram,
Gauranga,
Hare Krishna,
Gauranga, 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 Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra,
Hare Krishna,
Gaura
Hare
Chandra,
Gorai,
Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra.
Hare Krishna,
Goranga,
Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare
Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Gauranga, 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 Gauranga.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Nityananda,
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Namo
Namo
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for want to hear about what a great path this is. Let's hear from Prabodhananda Saraswati. Let's see if we can concur with him. This is here. I'll put this in the comment section in case anybody wants to see it. This is Nectar Moon of Lord Caitanya. The music, yeah, great, thank you. Okay. All right. Krishna Hare Hare. Hey, Vedic Way. This is the Nectar Moon of Lord Caitanya. This is a book written about 550 years ago. It was written by a person who actually met this Lord Caitanya, and Lord Caitanya spent 4 months with him, and so it changed his life radically, having the association of this singing avatar. Lord Caitanya just went around India singing the names of God in great ecstasy, and he's passing this potency so that others can also sing or chant the names in ecstasy. And that's all you have to do. That is the furthest extreme of mercy you can get. What happened here? Oh, okay, just a second here. Yeah, this is the furthest extreme of mercy you can get. New window. There we go. This. And then back up again. Playing with the windows here. Okay.
Go.
Got it now.
What?
Yeah. So this is the extreme amount of mercy you can get, or a spiritual advancement that you can do on any path at any time, in any what they call like a yuga cycle. It's an age. In any age, this is the best place to be. You know, is connected to this particular avatar, which was considered an incarnation of God, Krishna, in this latest incarnation. And he's considered to be the actual avatar of this age. In every age, according to the Vedas, there's a avatar that comes to give the particular type of most practical way to attain enlightenment. And whatever is given, that's what we do. You know, that's the best way to go. Not everybody goes that way, but those who want to make quick spiritual advancement go that way. Just like this path here is, I mean, this, I'm not just, this is also in the book, but I'm talking from my own experience and my opinion from my experiences in this world following different paths. This is the quickest way to make spiritual advancement. It's so good that when you start to pick it up, this potency, this transcendental potency, which is like they call like a bhakti potency or bhakti pod potency. Then when you start chanting, you become instantly spiritually elevated, purified, more purified than following hard, rigid disciplines, you know, rules and regulations and ceremonies and all that, which all religions have. Fastings. See? Most people are still following that way. You know, like if they're religious, they go and they want to do a lot of fasting, a lot of discipline, a lot of like prayer, like, you know, you got to like pray really hard type thing, you know, or I got to meditate really deeply type thing. You know, really, like, you know, it's tough, man. You know, that kind of spiritual advancement. You know, have anybody? Can you relate to that? Anybody? Have you seen people like that where they praise that kind of path? In Vaishnavism, there's a lot of that going on. Many of these groups, they teach kind of more hard, rigid, ceremonial, discipline, you know, regulative type path where you got to really be disciplined to follow it. You got to become like in the mode of goodness, like becoming a Brahmin, like in ISKCON, they teach basically you got to be Brahminical, man. You know, Brahmins in India, they're vegetarians. You know, they just pretty much naturally, if you're like, it's in you, you're kind of born with that propensity. You're vegetarian, you like regulation, you like studying the Vedas. See, this you bring in from your past life. Yeah, so people sometimes teach that. And some people have a very hard time becoming a Brahmin, you know, and they think, well, I'm sorry, you can't be delivered unless you're a Brahmin. Have you ever heard that? Raise your hand. I heard that so much. You know, you basically have to be a sannyasi at the end stage and discipline, renounce, and then you get delivered. See? So it's not really like that. That's why we need to reach in, whether, and this is what Jesus did. He reached into the scriptures of the time, in his time. He reached in and he saw some very powerful conceptions and truths in the Bible that the Pharisees weren't seeing. Why did he see and nobody else see? Because he was spiritually elevated. And we have proof in why Jesus could do what he did. Now, if you study the Vedas, from, well, in our Sangha anyway, otherwise you won't know anything, generally. I mean, not much. You have to, if you want, and if somebody says, oh, you think you got the only way and everything, well, if you worship like you see here, you see people are actually worshiping with prema bhakti. And most people, they don't believe it. They can't believe it. No, our gurus never said that, right? Narayan Maharaj never said you could get prema in this life. Are you kidding? That's too high. You got to work for it, right? You got discipline, fasting. Don't eat this, don't do this, and do lots of disciplines. Chant 1 lakh, 2 lakhs. Then you'll attain Krishna in some lifetime, not this one. See, most spiritual paths are like, or they don't, many spiritual paths don't even know the goal that we just teach as a no-brainer, man. Oh yeah, of course, right, River? Of course it's to worship God in ecstasy and closeness and love. Oh my goodness, how come nobody can see that? This is the greatest mystery in the world. This bhakti is full of mysteries. We read that this morning. See, just hear from me, Krishna taught. Just hear from me. This bhakti path is full of, this bhakti truths are very full of mysteries, but it's very scientific. See? It needs to be presented by a scientist who made the formula work, right? Not one that's just still investigating. Well, I think we're going to try this. This is what, like when I was in ISKCON, they were trying to, well, let's see. The Vedas say you must have a spiritual master. Oh, well, let's just vote ourselves in, or let's say Prabhupada said that we're, delivers of the universe. So they tried it, didn't work. They tried, well, let's try another theory. See, they're trying to get something to work, which is the principle of Guru, which is like what they call Guru Tattva, the truth about Guru. Very important truth. So they're trying to figure out, how does it work? Well, it's right there in the book how it works. You got to be self-realized first. You got to be Bhagavad Gita 10:10 in person. To those who worship Krishna or God, whatever you want to, you can put Krishna, it's the same God. The same God have similar, same kind of qualities in essence. There's some details, but basically, that God, man, that's the creator, the destroyer, the maintainer, it all comes from that unlimited Lord. See, that God, he's above all the demigods and all the other persons. You got to worship that God with ecstatic love. Well, if you worship with love and it's the real God, you're darn well going to be ecstatic, man. You're going to be laughing your butt off, and you're going to be crying like a baby sometimes, laughing like a madman. Oh, you didn't happen to see any of that here, huh? You thought I was crazy on TikTok, huh? You didn't know I could present things so logically, huh? How come that? Just 5 minutes before and on Facebook, there's a madman here. He was just crazy, laughing and crying, all these things. And now he's speaking pretty logically and clearly. Well, you cannot. See, this is scientific. This is a logical process. If you follow the formula, it works. How do you know? Well, most people don't know unless they come here. Because here you see the formula, what's called Bhakti Yoga is what we teach in this lineage. It works here. I haven't seen it work anywhere else. It works. You come here and you make quick spiritual advancement. Things are just taken off of you that are burdened. Your problems, your anxieties, your fears. And then love begins to awaken in your heart. I mean, if you're following the process, If you're really eager, like some of the students, River, she was very eager. Much wanted. Tom, he's becoming eager too. He's almost ready to renounce Sadhguru, I think. A few more sessions and maybe. He says,
It is already gone.
He's gone.
It's gone, man.
Yeah, again, I lose my preaching points. I got to get another follower of Sadhguru here. Take your place, Tom. He's a good preaching point, man. We need people like that. Yeah. Could you imagine if we didn't have Bhagavatam examples? How would we preach? We need living examples, right? I don't know why people say, Gore, why you always mention everybody's name? Well, we need examples. We need to learn. Isn't it about learning? Or is it about being falsely proud or falsely on top? Hey, man, let's put everybody, all of us in the right, like you got a square peg. You want to put it in a square hole, right? Not a round hole. This is the problem in the world. People are what they are, but they try to fit in other types of holes that they don't fit in. Like one is guru, the bona fide spiritual master. See? Yeah. Because if you find one, see, this is for TikTok, if you find a real spiritual preceptor, teacher, whatever you want to call that, but it's the same principle. And they're teaching how to be intimate and close with God. See? If they're real, they'll get you there as quick as possible. Probably faster than you even want to go. They might have to start dragging you, if you're a little bit of a slow learner. So now we're going to invite the Vedic way. Let's see if he makes it. Hey, let's have a discussion, Vedic way. Let's see if it goes out. There we go, invite Seth. Yeah, it should work now. I have good internet now, So let's have a Bhakti Yoga discussion. You can ask any questions you want, and I'll ask you questions. So this is a wonderful path. This is the path that this avatar taught, and he's the avatar for the age. He wanted to make it simple for people. And if you just come into association with people who chant like we do here with some ecstasy, oh man, it's gonna be fun. You think it's to make progress on a spiritual path that it's gonna be hard? Well, not here. Here is because we're in alignment, and we'll prove it. If you're really sincere, you're a truth seeker, you're really looking for the truth, you really want to know, well, you come, you spend some time here. Think of it like a seminar. You come and you listen to the lessons. You look around at the witnesses, the people that are practicing this path, and look at the results they're getting. You can question me and them and anybody. You do some of the practices, very easy. Can you open your mouth like this? Can you chew food? Can you go? There you go. There you're qualified. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. In this association, and you'll get the energy and potency, you start to realize, you'll feel the rays of this bhakti, and you'll see, wow, this is really different. This is different than anything. And all of a sudden you start to easily progress on this path. Okay? This is the desire of the Lord. This is more of a clear, I believe in Jesus, man. I love Jesus, but I don't love religion. Religion is, I don't like the Vaishnava religion. It's religious. I abandon it. I follow Bhagavad Gita, and I can. See, I teach people how to abandon all varieties of religion. Get rid of the religious Jesus, and get rid of the religious Radha and Krishna or Lord Caitanya. and get with the spiritual beings. Get with the science. We're doing the science here. Isn't it so nice? The Science of Self-Realization. That was the first book that drew me to this path. I loved it. You know, that book is a science. Oh yeah, science is it's about time, you know. And just by coming here, you get the desire, you get the taste very quickly developed to chant this Krishna name, and tears start pouring out of your eyes. And you won't be like one of those persons who still, after 40, 50 years following these Vaishnava paths, oh, when will a tear appear in my eyes when I chant the holy name? They're, after 40 years, they're still praying like that. That's the highest prayer. Here, many devotees, tears are pouring out of their eyes, not just a tear appearing. Laughing like madmen and women out of joy of communing with God. See? And they're, you know, that's the ultimate treasure of life. That's the ultimate goal of life, is to chant this mantra in ecstasy of love, devotion for that name that you're chanting, with great happiness, great enthusiasm, natural, great love, enthusiasm, ecstasy. That is the goal of life. Can you believe it? Nobody can believe it practically. That's why I repeat myself. Not myself, I repeat the self. I repeat what's in these beautiful scriptures called the Vedas. See? This is not just talking about the Vedic way. We show the Vedic way, the Vedas way. The essence of the Vedas way, not the cultural perspective. That's already done. Lord Caitanya came when people were following the Vedas. The same thing. Okay, Prabhupada got it all started here, people following the Vedic way, Vedic culture and all that. Okay? But the real Veda is the essence of the Vedas. Where it's all leading to is this loving, ecstatic worship. And the Lord just kind of gave people the potency very quickly. And you know what? We kind of just do the same thing. Give people who believe this preaching, come here, feel the vibes. You feel any enthusiastic vibes, man? Are you feeling this talk? Does it seem real? Well, it is real, man. You see a person. What you see is what you get. Not a bunch of words. You ever see, yeah, we're spiritual, and you never get any spirituality. But boy, they sure get a lot of money out of you. Oh, yeah. You know, you ever see the, like Eckhart Tolle? Yeah, come. Yeah, she'll get enlightened. Just put all that money in, you know, pay for our courses, pay for this, and you don't get it. You really don't get it. It's a hard path, man. All of them are hard paths. That's a liberation path. See, that's a path of mukti. Mukti is very hard to get. Oh my God, man, you got to meditate and control your mind, and you'll be complaining, oh, my mind is a monkey and my back is so hard. That's liberation path. But this path that's being offered here is just coming to attend. And here, oh my God, you get something more than liberation, and liberation just follows. You don't even think about being liberated. You just live a liberated lifestyle in a liberated consciousness. Can you tell? Can you tell what that looks like? Well, you need to see what it looks like. You need to actually see a liberated person that has the power to liberate you without even breaking a sweat. That's what we do here. People get liberated here. I don't even break a sweat, man. Why? Because the potency is here. It's very real, very powerful, man. We're tapped into the source. Well, you don't believe it. Well, too bad for you. But those who come here and are sincere, they really want the truth. They want to check it out. Is this Gohari a madman, or is he the sanest person you've ever seen in your life? That you should come here with that question and stay for a month to really analyze it good, at least 60 days preferably. And then if you really get it, you'll stay a whole lifetime. You'll say, you know, you'll be like me. And I think a lot of us here, it's like, hey man, if I live 1,000 years, I'm not going to miss a day. I haven't missed a day in 5 years. Can you imagine? There's nobody. You show me anybody that's went to work. This is work, man. This is the highest work in the world. Did you know that? And to me, it's a vacation every day, multiple days, multiple times of the day. I don't even care about going anywhere because I'm always on vacation. Can you imagine having a job like that? No, you can't imagine it. Come here, we'll give you that job. You'll even be sick. You could be sick. You could be crippled. You could be, like River over there, hooked to a machine with the what do you call arthritis? Can't walk and swelling up and every day dealing with it. But look at the smile on her face. I mean, this must be a real good medicine, huh? Really? Could you imagine not having this and having to deal with that stuff? See, in the Vedas, they call in Bhagavad Gita, of course, most of you TikTokers don't know about this, but it's called the threefold miseries. Oh, Freddie's right there. Freddie's staring me in the face. Freddie! Freddie! The Vedic way disappeared. Yeah. Yeah, threefold miseries. Listen, if you're a newcomer, this is in these great books. There's very confidential teachings. I bet you never heard this, you new people, which is practically all of you. Okay? I bet you never heard this, that there are three main miseries, threefold miseries that are just plaguing you and plaguing not only you, but every human being. They plague the billionaire class. You know, those elites that think they got everything. They're plagued by those threefold misery. Everybody is, except there's one exception. Those who follow this path of bhakti yoga and are actually tasting the result of it, the result of following this path, which is this intimate worship of God. The Lord, that God, you can call it, if you're an atheist or you think, oh, God, look at those ministers, they're always cheating everybody. Yeah. That's why people don't believe in a God, because, there are people, they use God and they're corrupted and they use God to take advantage of others, to control them. And so the intelligent people say, But anyway, it doesn't matter. There's a source. People call it God, Krishna, Christ, Great Spirit if you're American Indian, the Beloved if you're a Sufi. That source. Okay. Or are you atheist? How about nature, man? You like nature? Everybody even atheists like nature. Yeah, that's God also. Nature. See? So if you start loving that source and because that's our when our soul is awakened, we have this natural love for source. And that is a big deal. That is like such a revolution. What? Love for source? I thought it was about loving money. I thought it was about loving my dog. Which dog spelled backwards? Or what's God spelled backwards? Dog. If you don't love God, you love the dog more. I'm nothing against dogs. You can have your dogs and still love God. It's okay. See, but you get free of the threefold miseries by this natural awakened. See, we have a soul. That soul is subtle. It's called spirit, So that's who we really are. And most people have lost identification with the spirit. They identify more with their material body, right? Or their mind. Oh, my mind is giving me emotional. I got to go to a psychologist. Oh, my emotion. I'm so emotional. You ever see people overly emotional, overly mental? You ever see people walking when they're overly mental? They're like this. Their head is really heavy. You ever see that? See? So the essence of the truth in life is to get your spiritual identification badge. See? And then with that badge, you'll be able to badger the world. They're going to think, what's this guy waking us up for, man? You know, what's he always, you know? Freddie says, my dog abandoned me. He understood BG. I look better on TikTok. Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah, so threefold miseries. So what are those miseries? Miseries of the body, miseries of the mind, miseries of the emotion. That's basically one big fat misery. Okay? And then you got miseries, the other two. That's a big one. My body, one of those are going to plague you. And that's just the first of the threefold miseries. Then you got miseries of nature. See, what they call the demigods. The demigods are the ones who cause rain, you know, and hurricanes because of people's bad karma and stuff like that. They just, you know, reciprocate. And now we all have the good fortune. Now we have the demigods and the demons. They're into technology and they can control the weather like the demigods do now. So now we got multiple miseries. Whether you deserve it or not, you're still going to be miserable because of the demon's participation in this. Yeah. See, miseries of nature from the outside, and then miseries. Let's see. Yeah, that's the nature, and then miseries of other living entities. You ever have that? You know, people come and they give you problems. You know, why are they, you know, especially if you get money. If you get money, oh man, then you have these people, they want to give you problems. They want to take it away and they want to fight you for it and all that. Yeah. And so this path gives you relief from that. See, just it's logical. It's scientific. Why would you get relief from those miseries where most people are plagued by it? See, well, because see, the miseries of the body, miseries of the mind, miseries of our emotions, that first misery, how is that eradicated? Oh, I see. I have a spiritual body. I realize that. How can your spirit have any miseries? It's even immortal. You can't even kill it. And now you know you have it. You know you have a spirit. So you got one part of the misery, and then the mind. Oh, the mind. What is the mind that gives you miseries? It's called ignorance, not knowing who you are, or misidentifying yourself as a material mental product that disappears. It's just like, I got to say this book is a mundane book, and I study it, and I got all this knowledge in my head, man. It causes you misery, man, because it cuts you off from the truth. Okay? But if you have this book, this is a spiritual book. This is the spiritual mind. See? And when your mind gets spiritualized, and therefore your miseries go, especially when you read, when you hear this book from a person who's connected, you know, they call it spiritual master. You hear these conceptions. See, there you go. Another misery gone. Boop. See, because you realize, eternal knowledge, you become very attracted. Ask my students, wow, man, I really like studying this stuff. Man, you know why? Because it makes you feel good. All this other crapola you didn't know doesn't make you feel good. It adds weight to your consciousness. It's hard. It puts stress. You'd be stressed out, you know? I see, you know, it's just that's what material knowledge does. Like in trading, in crypto, you know, the traders, they say they love it, but they're all stressed out, man. How can they love with it? So, well, we live on the stress, man. We like all, and they're always in anxiety. See why? It's all that mundane stuff. There, instead of meditating on Krishna, they're meditating on bars. You know, going up and down and all of this stuff, you know. And it's stressful because you're meditating on what's material, and then you're pushing your consciousness into the mind, into the material level of consciousness. It's like squeezing it, and you don't even know any better. You know why? Because you need to associate with more free people. See, who are free in the spirit. See, who love spiritual transcendental knowledge, which is eternal. This stuff is eternal. Okay? See, the form of the source, called by many names, and one of his names is Lord Caitanya. See, his form is eternal. He just brought it here to show everybody, to give us what they call darshan, give us like a sight of that. So he showed us his spiritual body coming here in this lila here, this pastime. And he showed his characteristics, his mind, his mentality, his character, his behavior, all these things. And it's all transcendental. And if you meditate on this, you start to feel really ecstatic. You start to cry and laugh and all that stuff. See, so there you go, man. That's your mental miseries are gone. And then how about your emotional miseries? Oh, well, that's the best of all. You develop spiritual emotions, man. What are those? What you see here, man? This ecstatic chanting. This is spiritual emotion. These are the emotions that source has that you can't see. Who's in your heart, dormant. See? And when you see him, you know what happens? You become ecstatic. Now you got the sight of the Lord. Now you know how the Lord feels. Isn't it nice to know how someone feels? You can relate. You can empathize. And man, you want to be empathizing with God or the Supreme Source. Oh boy, do you want? You want to come into harmony with that, man, because that God is so ecstatic, so blissed out, so playful, and you become like that because you get so close. You get those qualities, and then you radiate them out into the world, and people get a darshan through you. See, you become a servant. See, you serve those qualities to the world, which liberate people. You serve this enthusiastic chanting, the potency to do that, so others can also be happy and become not useless eaters, but upstanding citizens of the world, doing important work. See? So you got the spiritual mind, you got spiritual emotions, spiritual body. You see, it's very logical, very scientific how this works. You just got to be with somebody who is mature in that. They're like a big brother. Big brother is good, isn't it? In that way. But there's a reflection of the big brother. You know who that is? The government. And look at this. George Orwell's big brother is coming to light. It's becoming a true thing, isn't it? That was just a prophecy, in 1984 or whenever. It was 1960s when he came up with that. Now it's becoming around, Big Brother, So, why not get Big Brother who is basically more mature in their spiritual development, and learn how to awaken now, how to live this awakened life, a life of spirit. Then you understand why these people, like in the Bible, they thought of their bodies as like tents that they're inhabiting temporarily. Why? Because they realized they were spirit. That's what you see when the real Jesus, not this religious Jesus stuff. The real Jesus, he came to give people an encounters with God, but you need that spirit. It's holy. It's the spirit, this Holy Spirit. In Vaishnavism, they call it devotion or bhakti devi. See? And it gives one the qualification to be close to God. Matter of fact, that source is very much drawn to that spirit of devotion. See, and you get that in the disciplic line very easily. Well, how come all these big groups like ISKCON, they don't have it? Yeah, well, because it hasn't been passed down yet, except here. This is the first place I've seen it being passed down, where people can chant. And if you can chant in this ecstatic stage, then that's it. That's your freedom, man. If you in the ecstatic stage when tears appear in your eyes, the Vedas, Srimad Bhagavatam, Brahma, who said in the book, says you're delivered. See? You're automatically liberated. People are trying to be liberated. See, they don't even get a tear in their eye following these kinds of liberation paths. Very hard and all that. Don't even get a tear. Here you get a lot of tears. And when that appears, you're automatically liberated. Okay? Seek the kingdom of God and all else is added. That's this relationship, to have our eternal relationship with Source awakened. Or if you're a Krishna devotee here or a Vaishnava, to have your eternal relationship with Krishna awakened. Okay? So to do that, we follow the teachings of Lord Caitanya. And teach those teachings of Lord Caitanya. Practice those teachings. And show people that it's the best path. I mean, you can look here, the witnesses, they just came and a lot of them got this ecstasy right away. Okay, what do we got here? I just want to drink the essence here, my mind and experience, not be 100% agree with everything said as it's interpreted by my mind, etc. Yeah, you just got to, do the best you can there, Gabriel. Yeah, there's a lot of people, they feel the energy here and they come here, but they take it in and they're, they may not agree with certain things. Oh, it just happens, Dr. Tom, do we consider these activities to be very important? Oh, yeah, we don't. A lot of comments here. Yeah, I don't know. That's a pretty long comments. I can't read those. Replying to Amy, what does she say here? To Amy, what can you do if this path went underground for 550 years? All you had was religion to keep people at least on the moral religious level. Yeah, I mean, that's basically, this path has been underground. But, by the will of God, Source, whatever you want to call it, don't get triggered if I use the word God, It's actually not a bad word. It's just, it's got a bad rap, that's all. Actually, a better name for God, you know what a better name for God is? Krishna. You know why it's a better name? Because because otherwise God is like, ooh, the great mystery, God. It doesn't really describe any, it's like, oh, that's the mysterious. But Krishna, especially when you're attracted, you can describe his characteristics and qualities. See? Yeah, okay, I didn't even get into anything yet. Yeah. So, who wants to give us a word? Whoever steps forward first.
Yes. Oh my god. We were starting to, we wanted to read from Nectar Moon of Chaitanya. And there was a verse in verse 7 in the first chapter. It immediately caught my attention. It's showing how these previous incarnations of Krishna, they were functional, and now in this time this is functional. This incarnation, this Gaurahari incarnation is functional now. Verse 7, first chapter, and it's so true, and it's so clarifying what's going on. I never experienced this like this time in this congregational chanting. Is this was more powerful than before for me personally.
What was more powerful?
I could feel more deep realizations, more emotions, like feeling connected to the real substance, to the real the quality of what is been given here, what's given, what you give. It's like a big wash. Yes.
Yeah.
A big wash, and it's becoming very functional now. That even there are a lot of coincidences now that I'm, for instance, I sign up for a class of dancing, and coincidentally there is a system failure, and it doesn't glue anymore. There's no it doesn't fit anymore. I don't fit in that system anymore. Again and again I come here and I feel here I fit. This is my place. This is my real connection, and it's on the soul level, and it's not on a temporary material coming and going level. This is real the real stuff, the real connection, real life. This is real life here. The other, what's going on, it's perverted reflection of life. It's like a pseudo life. It's nothing. It's an illusion. It's temporary, and this is the real stuff.
Yeah, good realization. All right, well, thanks, Tom. You want to say something, River?
Maharaj, I have so many things to say. I need loads of mouths now. Yeah, going back to the threefold miseries. Yeah, the body, mainly the body for me actually, and the weather. But the shelter you have given me to be able to transcend it, because it's still happening. It hasn't gone, but it's not affecting who I really am. You know, it's like you said about that guy who said his body's just like a tent and just in there. It's like I was thinking about that when you said it, and it's like that. That's how I can be happy. That's how I can get over all of these things that happen in the body. It's not me. That's not who I am. I'm not part of that. It's there and it's happening, but it's not part of that. You've made it real like that. You've made it naturally happen like that. That these things that happen naturally, one can transcend them again and again. And it's only because I listen here again and again. And yeah, I needed to have something else, and you've given that real something else. Not only that, it's a natural process. You know, to all the TikTokers, you know, they're saturated with things that are not real. And you were speaking about it's the body and it's the mind. That's it. That is it right there. In every way possible you can think about it being the body or the mind. It's like this. This is actually the only real thing upon TikTok. It is the needle in the haystack. But actually, you know, with actually seeing the other devotees on, you know, I saw Govinda today and I see Johan and I think, did I see Amy, devotees were on, you know, your words of poof, so empowering, because it makes sense to get it out there. It makes sense. And the more I do this, because of the shelter of all the mind things and the bodily things, I'm not them. I'm not them. They're there. And I can get through these words, and the way you explain to the TikTokers, whatever they're called,
TikTok.
it's called. The way you explain to them, it's really clear. I've never heard it so clear in my life. You are really like a lecturer at university. The way you, it's true, Maharaj, because you know this is a science, you know, and because it is the ultimate science of self-realization, it works. It does what they say, you know. It is that science, and people like science, and it's God's science, and it works for all of us. And yeah, I feel really happy. I've got things going on. I feel really, really happy. Without the support of having the family, you know, to all this huge family, and the way we are intimate, we help each other through. Whilst we hear your voice, your words, it rides us through the storm every time. And we need to be reminded, because we get bogged down again. Not so much for me, but people get bogged down again and they get stuck in that place. But you come every day, the greatest job every single day. You make it available for us to get through the bullshit. You know, I put on a few posts. That guy, I can't remember his name, Maharaj. You know that guru who's got, I'm going to say it now, it's sexy, long hair, talking about happiness. It's just
Which one? What's his name?
I can't remember his name. Chitra. You'll know him because he's like a really good looking guru. And he was talking about happiness. Everybody wants to be happiness, you know, and everybody's got Satchitananda and all that. No explaining how to do it. It was
yeah.
I put it on my my thing. You know, this is nothing like that. You explain every word that you speak. You put us on this ride, you know, to be able to take in, you know, absolute truth. My God, I have been in suffering all my life, and I didn't realize how much. And I was like that, kind of closed in prison, in here, let alone out there. You've just opened up this. Body is not real. It's not real. We transcend our troubles. And oh my God, I could go on and on. It's I just heard also that in Canada, what they're doing now on Facebook, you're only going to be able to watch certain on internet. You're only going to be able to watch. It's completely tyrannical over there now. They are just making everything so tight for us, and they are actually. And I'm only saying that because none of that stuff is real, no matter how bad it gets. This is the only thing that will shine through all of that darkness, and the darkness is really upon us. Without the shelter, the darkness is there in your face. You've made it safe. You saved me. You've made it safe for me. You know, my spiritual father. Yes, thank you very much, Maharaj. You know,
Yeah, I mean, it works for everybody. I mean, I also I feel so like uplifted, especially, you know, the chemtrails here have been like really the last couple days. It is like, so every time, and especially in like this, just like it's just something just very depressing. and literally, you lose motivation to be. This is what these things do. I mean, I know it's this, and I could see them, and it's like cloudy with these fake things just bombarding us. Just like. But man, I just come on live, man, just lifted right above it. Yeah. This really works, man. You get relief from the threefold miseries because that's just what it does. I mean, that's why it's a great motivator. That's why I'm glad being here at this time. A lot of people generally are not interested in God or truth or anything because they just have an okay life. Well, it's not so okay now. More and more, it's becoming not okay in Western countries.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's great. Tom, you want to share a couple things? No, you just shared already. That's good. That's good. I want to go off soon. I'm a little bit tired now. So
I want to share more. Yes.
Okay, you got
It's a small thing.
1 minute. 1 minute. Yeah, 1 minute.
I remember. I remember. I gave you permission to use me as a bad example. Was a long time ago.
Okay.
And then I was thinking some years passed, yes, and I really felt yes. Now it's enough. Now I want to be a good example also.
Oh yeah.
But now it's like it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter. An example is an example. It's someone visible.
It's organic here,
Yes, it's both a blessing. Yes, to it's both assistance. It's both service. It doesn't matter. It's not about bad and goodness. It's about
transcendence.
Yes, this is functional being alive. Yeah, being alive in that living force that really matters.
Yeah.
The living force, the rest is not functional. Only the Chaitanya, the living force, is functional, and it's very alive in this time, and especially in this sangha. This is for me. I feel so fortunate to be drawn to this. Yeah, I really understood gradually what it means to say that this is my life and soul, and it drops in. That consciousness drops in, drop by drop, gradually.
Yeah, I mean,
it's really like this. Yes,
it becomes more apparent, as you go along. I notice, for myself too. It's just you say, oh yeah, this is my life and soul. It was from the beginning usually, but we just become more aware how important it is. This potency, this connection, this communion is very necessary. It's like, yeah. Anyway, there's a lot to say about that. All right, so we'll play the song. Thank you, Tom. And I'm going to go rest a little bit. Let's see here. Okay, play that. Thank you very much, you little TikTokers, man. Yeah, thanks for coming and share the video. Should have said that an hour ago.
He would go out at sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Haribo, Haribo. He would wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name. Haribo, Haribo. Mukunda Madhava, Govinda Hari, Haribo, Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, He has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All you have to do is take to the sweet chanting Hari's names. Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Every day the sun will rise, and every day the sun will set. Hari Bo, Hari Bo. What's the value of your life if devotion you don't get? Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Take the name into your heart, take it with you when you part. Hari Bo.